Hello everyone and welcome back to Speak English with Learn. I'm Sophie and today we have something very special for you.
And I'm Liam. Hello, everyone. Sophie, I have to say, I am very excited about today's episode. More than usual,
Why is that, Liam?
because today, no grammar rules, no tables, no lists, just stories.
That's right. Today we are going to teach you past tense through stories. Real, natural, interesting stories. And I promise, by the end, your past tense will feel much more natural.
And here is something important. When we were children, we didn't learn language through grammar books, did we?
No, we learn through stories. Our parents told us stories, our teachers told us stories, and slowly the language became part of us.
Exactly. So today, we are using the same method. Stories first, grammar understanding comes naturally after. Are you ready, everyone?
Let's go!
Floating topic bubbles.
Grammar, fluency, speaking, listening.
So, Sophie, before we start, can I ask you something?
Of course!
When you think about your past, your childhood, your school days, your best memories, do you think in grammar? Do you think subject, verb, object, past tense?
No, absolutely not. I just remember. I see the pictures in my mind. I feel the emotions.
Exactly. That is how memory works. And that is how language works too. When we connect words to feelings and images, we remember them forever.
And that is why stories are so powerful for learning English. When you hear a story, your brain becomes active. It creates pictures. It feels something. And when that happens, the language sticks.
So today, we have 3 stories for you. Each story uses past tense naturally. After each one, we will talk about it together. We will notice the verbs. We will feel the language.
And we want you to do one thing. Just listen. Don't try to translate. Don't stop and check every word. Just listen and enjoy. The understanding will come.
Okay, story number 1. And I love this one. Sophie, you wanted to tell this story?
Yes, this story is called The Rainy Day Surprise. Are you listening, everyone? Close your eyes if you want.
I am closing my eyes.
Good. Okay, here we go. Last Saturday, a young woman named Maya woke up and looked outside her window. The sky was gray. It was heavy with clouds. It looked like rain. She had planned to go to the market that morning, but she decided to wait a little. She made a cup of tea, sat by the window, and watched the street below. After 30 minutes, it started to rain. First slowly, then very heavily. Maya stayed inside. She wrote a book. She listened to music. She felt quite peaceful. Then, around noon, she heard a knock at the door. She surprised. She hadn't expected any visitors. She opened the door, and there was her old school friend Priya, completely wet from the rain, holding a small box, and laughing. I was walking past, Priya said, and the rain just started. I ran to your building. I hope it's okay. Maya pulled her inside. She gave her a dry towel. She made your cup of tea. And they sat together for hours, talking, laughing, and eating the chocolate cake that Priya had brought in that little box. Outside, the rain kept falling, but it was warm and full of happiness. That afternoons, Maya had in a very long time.
That was beautiful, Sophie. I really felt that story.
Me too. I love that story.
Okay, everyone, let's open our eyes now and let's talk about what we just heard. Did you notice the past tense verbs in that story?
There were so many. Let me pick out some of the key ones. Woke up, looked, was, decided, made, sat, watched, started, stayed, read, listened, felt, heard, opened, pulled, gave, laughed, talked, ate, became.
All of those used naturally in one short story, not in a textbook, not in a grammar exercise, in a real, warm, human story.
And did you notice? Some verbs are regular. Decided, listened, pulled, laughed, talked. Just add ed. And some are irregular. Woke, felt, heard, gave, sat, read, became. Special forms.
But in the story, you didn't stop and think, oh, this is irregular. You just felt it as natural language. That is the magic of learning through stories.
Now, your turn. I want you to think about one rainy day from your own life. Maybe a day when you stayed home. Maybe a day when something unexpected happened. Just think about it for a moment.
And then try to describe it in 3 sentences, in past tense. Even just 3 sentences. Last month, it rained heavily. I stayed home. I made tea and read a book. Simple and perfect.
Pause the video now if you want to try it out loud. Go ahead, we'll wait.
Okay, story number 2. And this one, I'm going to tell this one. It is a little more tense, more exciting. Are you ready?
I am very ready, and I want everyone to pay attention to the emotions that yours notice how the past tense verbs carry the feelings.
This story is called The Job Interview. Here we go. Rahul had been preparing for weeks. The interview was for his dream job, a position at a company in the city. He wanted it more than anything. On the morning of the interview, he woke up at 5. He had ironed his shirt the night before, so he got dressed quickly. He ate a small breakfast, just toast and water. His stomach felt nervous. He left the house at 7:30. The interview was at 9, but he didn't want to be late. He took the metro and arrived at the building 40 minutes early. He sat in the waiting room and looked at the other candidates. They all seemed very confident. Rahul felt his heart beating faster. When they called his name, he stood up. He took a deep breath and he walked into the room. 3 interviewers sat in front of him. They asked many questions about his experience, his skills, his goals. Some questions were easy. Some were very difficult. One interviewer asked him to describe a situation where he solved a difficult problem at work. Rahul thought for a moment. Then he spoke clearly and confidently about a project he led the previous year. The interview lasted 45 minutes. When it finished, Rahul shook hands with the interviewers. He thanked them, and he walked out. He didn't know how it went. He called his mother from outside the building. "I tried my best, Ma," he said quietly. "That is all I could do." 3 days later, his phone rang. It was the company. He got the job.
Oh, every time I hear that ending, he got the job. I feel so happy.
Me too. And did you notice? The whole story used simple past tense. Woke up, left, took, arrived, sat, looked, felt, stood up, took, walked, asked, thought, spoke, lasted, shook, thanked, called, rang, got.
And the emotion was all there through those simple verbs. He felt nervous. He took a deep breath. He spoke confidently. The verbs carry everything.
I want to highlight one sentence. He took a deep breath and walked into the room. 2 simple past verbs, 6 words, but you can see the whole moment.
That is the power of strong, clear past tense. You don't need long sentences. Short, clear sentences in past tense can be incredibly powerful.
Think about your story, everyone. Think about a time when you did something difficult, an exam, a presentation, a difficult conversation. You were nervous, but you did it anyway. That is your story. Try to tell it in past tense.
Even to yourself. In your mind, in your own language first if you need, then in English. I was nervous, but I went. I spoke. I tried. That is already beautiful English. And now, story number 3. And this one is funny, a little chaotic, and very, very relatable.
Oh, I love a funny story. What is it called?
It is called The Journey That Went Wrong. And I think many of you will recognize this kind of day.
Oh, I already feel it. Every time I travel, something goes wrong.
Same. Okay, here we go. Last month, a young man named Tariq decided to visit his cousin in a town 3 hours away by bus. Simple enough, he thought. He packed a small bag. He said goodbye to his family, and he left the house feeling very happy. The first problem came at the bus station. He arrived to find that his bus had already left 10 minutes early. Nobody told him the schedule had changed. He waited for the next bus, 1 hour and 20 minutes. He sat on a hard metal bench. He ate a packet of biscuits he found in his bag. He read the same article on his phone 3 times because there was nothing else to do. Finally, the next bus arrived. He got on. He found a seat near the window. He's a journey being. The bus stopped. The driver announced in a very calm voice that the engine had a small problem. "We will wait here for 30 minutes," he said. It took 2 hours. By the time the bus reached the town, it was already evening. Tariq called his cousin. "I'm here," he said, completely exhausted. "Oh," said his cousin, "I waited for you at noon. I thought you weren't coming. I questioned dinner. Do you want some?" Tariq laughed. He was today. He was hungry. He was a little frustrated. But his cousin's food was, and the two of them stayed up very late, talking and laughing about the whole yaw. "Next time," Tariq said, "I am taking that train."
Next time, I'm taking the train. Oh, that is so good. That is the ending we all relate to.
Right? And notice the structure of the story. Problem, waiting, another problem, fortunate, arriving, but a happy ending. That is how real life goes. And past tense carries all of it.
Let me highlight some verbs from this story. Decided, packed, said, left, arrived, found, waited, sat, ate, read, got, felt, stopped, announced, called, laughed, stayed, cooked. Regular and irregular mixed together completely naturally.
And notice one phrase. He left the house feeling very happy. That word feeling is a present participle. It describes how he left. We use this a lot in natural storytelling. She walked in smiling. He arrived looking tired. It adds color.
Sophie, can I share something? This story, it happened to me once, almost exactly.
Really? Tell me.
Last year, I tried to travel to visit a friend. I missed my first bus. The second bus had a problem. I don't remember what. I arrived 3 hours late. My friend had already eaten dinner.
Oh no. How did you feel?
At the time, terrible. But when I look back now, it is actually one of my funniest memories. My friend and I laughed about it for the whole evening.
That is the beautiful thing about past tense stories, isn't it? Difficult moments become funny memories. Stressful days become great stories. Time changes everything.
And in English, you can tell all of those stories. The happy ones, the funny ones, the difficult ones. Past tense gives you the language to share your whole life.
Liam, I want to talk about something I noticed in all three stories today. Something that made them flow so smoothly.
What did you notice?
The sequence words. Words like then, after, finally, by the time, suddenly, around noon, later. These little words connect the story. They tell us the order of events.
Oh, yes. Without those words, a story just sounds like a list. He woke up, he ate, he left, he arrived. It is flat and boring.
But with sequence words, first he woke up, then he quickly ate something, after that he left the house. By the time he arrived, it was already noon. Suddenly, it flows. It feels alive.
So the lesson is, when you tell a past tense story, use these little connecting words. First, then, after that, next, suddenly, later, eventually, finally, in the end. These words are your storytelling tools.
And you heard them throughout all three stories today. Maya's rainy day, Rahul's interview, Tariq's journey. All connected with these small, powerful words.
Let's give everyone a quick challenge. Can you take this simple list and add sequence words to make it a story? Ready?
I woke up late. I missed the bus. I called a friend. He heard me. I arrived safely.
Try it now. Pause if you want. Here is one possible version. This morning, I woke up late. Because of that, I missed the bus. I quickly called my friend. Luckily, he helped me get a ride. In the end, I arrived safely. So much better with sequence words.
Much better. And luckily is a bonus word. It tells the listener your feeling about the event. Very natural.
So many little tools in English. Each one makes your speaking richer and more interesting.
Liam, I want to ask you something personal.
Of course. What is it?
Of all the stories in your life told in past tense, which one is your favorite to tell?
That is a wonderful question. Let me think. Okay, I have one. When I was about 12 years old, I tried to bake a cake for my mother's birthday. By myself. I had never baked anything before.
Oh no, I can already feel where this is going.
So, I found a recipe online. I bought all the ingredients from the shop. I spent 2 hours in the kitchen. I was so proud of myself. And then I took it out of the oven and it looked terrible. It was completely flat. One side was dark. The other side was still a little raw.
Oh, Liam, what did your mother say?
She smiled. She cut a piece. She ate the whole thing. She said, "This is the most delicious cake I have ever had in my life."
That is the sweetest thing. Was it actually good?
Absolutely not. It was very bad. But she ate every bite. And that moment, I will never forget it.
And look at what you just did. You told that whole story in past tense, naturally without thinking. Found, bought, spent, took, was, cut, ate, said. Beautiful.
You are right. I didn't even notice. It just came out naturally.
That is the goal, everyone. Not perfect grammar, not memorized rules, but natural storytelling, where the past tense just comes out because the I is how you learn to speak, through stories.
Your turn, everyone. Think about one memory from your childhood. Something small. A meal, a trip, a funny moment, a kind person. And tell the story in English. Even 3 sentences. Just try.
Your turn, everyone. Think about one memory from your childhood. Something small. A meal, a trip, a funny moment, a kind person. And tell the story in English. Even threats. Just try.
Sophie, before we finish, let's do a quick word tour. Some beautiful past tense expressions from today's stories that I want everyone to remember.
Yes, let's go through them quickly. First one, she felt quite peaceful. Felt is the past of feel. And kite and relaxed changes 4 eyes.
Second, he took a deep breath. This is something we do when we are nervous or need to calm down. I took a deep breath before I spoke. Very natural English.
Third, they stayed up very late. Stayed up means didn't sleep, stayed awake. We stayed up late talking. A very common phrase.
Fourth, he left the house feeling very happy. Notice how feeling very happy describes his emotion as he left. You can use this pattern with any emotion. She arrived looking tired. He walked out smiling.
Fifth, in the end, everything worked out. This is a lovely phrase for the end of a story. It was difficult, but in the end, everything worked out. Perfect for happy endings.
And finally, I will never forget it. This is how we end personal stories in English. That day, I will never forget it. It tells the listener, this moment was very important to me.
6 beautiful phrases. Try to use at least one of them today when you speak or write in English.
So, what did we learn today? We learned past tense through 3 complete stories.
Story 1. Maya's Rainy Day. A warm, peaceful story with regular and irregular verbs.
Story 2. Rahul's job interview. An emotional, tense story showing how past tense carries feelings.
Story 3. Tariq's journey that went wrong. A funny, relatable story with a happy ending.
Plus, sequence words to connect your stories. Plus, a personal storytelling challenge. plus 6 beautiful phrases for your vocabulary.
That is a lot of English in one episode. And all of it learned through stories, the natural way.
Your homework for this week: tell one story from your own life in past tense. It can be short, it can be simple. Just start with one day or last year and see where it goes.
And if you feel brave, write it in the comments on YouTube. We would love to read your stories, every single one.
In our next episode, episode 5, we are going to talk about the most common past tense mistakes and how to fix them once and for all. You don't want to miss that one.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to Speak English with Learn and share this video with someone who is learning English. Your support means the world to us.
Thank you so much for being here. This is Liam.
And I'm Sophie, saying goodbye and see you in episode 5.
Bye everyone. Go tell your story in English.